What's up? This is Chris, the Stat Guy, and welcome to the Stat Guy Show.
I think that's one thing that we do good at is putting on a show.
We live on the Statman Show, and I know people and powers that be, I know that you watch this show.
If Donald Long wants to dust some of that Cheeto dust off and buy him a car and put Stevie Fast in it, I'm all for it.
So when the Stat Guy came out and started doing all this for us, man, it's amazing to see all the different stats. And it's stuff that helps you out.
What's up? Welcome to the Stat Guy Show, episode number 85. Joining me tonight is a former MPK star and current No Time and Pro Mod racer, Mr. Jimmy Taylor. How you doing, man?
Doing good. How's everybody doing?
Good, buddy. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate it, man. I look back, it's been, I think, almost a year now since I had you on the show, and a lot's been going on. So I'm glad we got to connect again, and we can talk about everything that's been going on, especially lately for you.
Glad to be on.
You've been all over the social media world lately, so we definitely got to talk about it.
Yeah.
First off, man, I want to congratulate you on your no time win at Bodie's Grudge Bowl, man. It was awesome to see. I was rooting for you. Was that your first 275 win? And how did it feel getting that big payday that you did?
Yeah, that was our first win. First one I'd ever won big race like that, and man, it was awesome. It really was, I mean, it was just, the perfect race for us, I mean, our team worked together great. Jack, he had that thing flying, and I mean, the car went straight. GPS, they do all the, setup and everything on the car, and I mean, it was just the only thing I had to do is let go of the button. I mean, it went straight as an arrow every single pass. We had one pass that we didn't go down. We had a bye run, and we turned it up just to see how much it would take, and it kicked the tires, and we just backed it back down a little bit to where we'd been running, and it was just A to B every pass. I mean, as a driver, it's easy to do when it's like that. When you got the confidence and it's going to go down every pass. I mean, it's pretty easy, really, at that point.
Yeah, going into that race, how much radio racing had you done before that?
I've done more radial racing than anything, actually. That's what I started out was in RVW, and then we've got a 275 car, that I've drove a few times. I haven't really drove a lot on 275s until we started doing this no time stuff. So, Jack, he's kind of walked me through all this radial stuff from the get-go, and, I owe a lot of thanks to him because I definitely wouldn't be where I'm at if he hadn't picked me up and started, kind of grooming me because, like I said, I've only been racing about 4.5 years. So, I've came a long way in 4.5 years, with his help and with others too, I mean, Carl Stevens, he's been a big help, and Greg and Andrew's been a big help to me at GPS, and so, I mean, I've had a great backing to help me get to where we've gotten.
Well, that's good because everybody knows you definitely can't do it by yourself.
Yeah, so I mean, it's, Jen and Alan and Spencer, they're all there, and my son at home, he takes care of the companies and stuff when I'm out on the road playing like this. So, I've got a lot of support to, help me.
Yeah, that's good. Now, I got a picture here. This is the car you won the Grudge Bowl in. They're your black Camaro. I know you got a million cars, so it's hard to, as a fan, it's hard to keep track of whatever you got. But this was your normal 275 car?
No, this right here, this actually isn't my car. This is Jack Green and Xavier McBride's car there.
Okay.
I drive it. We use my motor and power plant, it's Jack's motor and my screw blower and trans. And so I just drive the car for them on that one. And,
okay.
But it was awesome to go out there and, get the win.
Yeah, for sure. Now that with you getting that winner, I know there's some big 275 races coming up. Will that be the car that you're going to race those in?
Yeah, when we go to Big Jake's race, that'll be the car we race in right there.
Nice.
That's the only car we've really got that we haven't showed a time with this year. So, we got the Cadillac that we run Pro 275 in it, and Jack's drove it, I think, twice this year, and Ducks races and run Pro 275 in it. So we don't really that's really the only no time car we have right now.
Okay. Talk about your experience at Bodie's Grudge. Well, it was his first one over here on this side of the country, putting it on, and it was, from what I've heard and what I saw, was a typical Grudge race. So what is your experience with the Grudge races, and how do you like that type of race?
It's pretty wild, really. I mean, I enjoy it. I really do. I mean, there's a lot of betting goes on and stuff like that, and it's a whole different atmosphere. I enjoy it though. I really do. I mean, it's which I mean, I knew, but there's so many people from the radio world, from RVW and Pro 275 and everything like that has got into this no time racing now because the money's so good. So, I mean, we know, the biggest majority of them, Lyle and Justin and all of them, so, it's really just like a big reunion still.
Yeah. It seems exciting, man. It seems, I've never caught one. Definitely gotta check that out sometime to see to experience it. I know they do it. A lot of races go late at night. That might be
Yeah.
a change.
That's my biggest problem right there. I go to bed at like 9 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
so we're out there racing till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. We was at Rockingham racing, and they'd had an oil down, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and we was getting ready to make a hit. And Jen fell asleep sitting on the ground beside the car. I fell asleep in the car. The track got cleared. We were ready to pull up and fire up. We were both sitting there asleep. Jack had to come up there and beat on the car to wake us up to get us to start the car up. So I don't do very good late at night.
Nice, yeah. So yeah, you've been doing some Grudge racing, radar racing, but we haven't seen you at No Prep Kings. Obviously, as everybody knows, you raced season 6 and season 7 of No Prep Kings with your screw blown Camaro, which the show here. You had this for season 7. This was season 7. This was last year.
Yeah.
I believe season 6 it was pro charged. But so you've not raced any speed promotion racing events this year. Do you plan on racing in any of them that they have this year?
I don't know. Originally I had planned on running some of them, but I've gotten so invested into this pro mod stuff for this winter series and everything. And I mean, the traveling's just so far, and they've changed the rules on it to where it's kind of made it hard for me to justify doing it. I mean, you've about got to go out there and blow your shit up in order to compete in it. Because, I mean, you've got people running nitrous on pro chargers and, 128 over. And, I mean, it's crazy at what they're doing, now. And, I just don't really, have the time to go out and test all that stuff. And, I don't want to go out there and blow my motors up trying to win. I mean, I still support them, and I mean, I hope it works out and everything goes good for them. But, I just don't really know that it's hardly going to be for me right now. I mean, I think I'm going to put more of my eggs in the pro mod basket, and, our main goal at this point right now is the winter series. I mean, we're going to go run the IHRA this weekend in Milan, or however they pronounce that name.
Milan, yeah.
Yeah, Milan. But, we're going to go over and run the IHRA and that, and, bring the new car to the first race there and see how we can do in it. And, but I just don't know. I probably won't run the No Prep Kings this year.
Okay.
It's kind of and the next race is in Washington, or is it Washington? Yeah, it's Washington, isn't it? And that's, that's like a 50-hour one-way trip for me. So, it's a little bit out there for me, and then it's right in the middle of I've got all this no time racing that we're doing, and, the pro mod racing and everything. And, we, last year we drove the Warbird in pro mod. Well, this year we've got the new car. We're going to drive it. So Jack Green is going to drive the Warbird for me, and he's going to be coming to the race this weekend. So in that car,
Gotcha.
So, I think we're going to focus more toward the pro mod side for a while. We've got a bunch of goals that we're wanting to set in pro mod, and, I mean, we teamed up with Carl Stevens and XRE engines and stuff. And, our goal at this point right now is, of course, we want to win the winter series. We'd love to sweep it and win that $1 million if possible. I know it's going to be a hard, hill to climb, but, we're going to swing for it anyways. But you know, we wanna set the records. You know, we want to break the 8th mile record, the quarter-mile record.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, man, that sounds like. I mean, it sounds like you obviously have a plan. That doesn't include No Prep Kings, and like you said, it's sometimes it's. I mean, over the years now, this I've talked to drivers after every year, and some of them just can't make it go. They just don't have the money. The travel kills them. It's just there's all kinds of different things. And they focus on something else, but they still race. So that's great to see.
man, don't get me
Obviously,
wrong, I really enjoyed it the 2 years I ran. You know, I mean, it
yeah,
definitely makes me a better driver. You know, I mean, because when I started, No Prep Kings, I hadn't ran big tire very much at all. So,
mhm,
it really taught me what you can do on a big tire on no prep. So when you get on a prep track, you know, you can do a lot more with it. So it's just
yeah,
it's made me a better driver racing against Ryan and Sean and Kai and Scott Taylor and Jerry Bird and all them guys. I mean, it's definitely made me a better racer being around that kind of competition. So I mean, I'm definitely grateful I had the opportunity to do it, and I thank them for picking me up and putting me on there and everything and having me on the show and everything. And like I said, I wish them all the best. I hope it's a huge success, and I hope next year they get a TV deal and they're right back where they were.
yeah,
But
for sure.
I just don't know it's for me right now. We'll
I
see
gotcha.
later on down the road what happens. But for right
Yeah,
now,
they are having a radio race too at the end of the year. Obviously, you probably know that.
yeah, they are. We were going to run it in the black car because at one point it was going to be open to any body styles, but now I've heard that it's steel roof and quarters only. So,
Mhm,
I doubt we'll go
sure.
run it. I mean, we've run some times this year in the Cadillac, so I don't even know if it would qualify for it now or not. But
Gotcha.
so
Last year in No Prep Kings, you just narrowly missed out on No Prep Elite, which was like the playoffs at the end of the year. Just out by what was
yeah,
the
I had a bad
last
deal
race?
there. I mean, I missed 2 races. I got disqualified at one race for stopping in Kentucky and testing, and not thinking that the next weekend was Bowling Green. So,
Right.
there was a few people that protested me and got me disqualified, and and then the next weekend my dad passed away, so I missed that next race too. So I missed 2 races in a row, and I missed
Yep.
it by 5 points. But
Hmm.
it's the way it goes. I mean,
Yeah, as a competitor, did that leave? I mean, did the ending obviously leave a sour taste in your mouth?
Yeah, it did. I mean, it really did. I mean, I felt like, I mean, they'd let a bunch of other people's tests closer and everything else and not disqualify them. And, they disqualified me and Jim. And, that definitely, made some decisions on, me not racing
Yeah.
it this year too. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I
Yeah. Yeah.
mean,
Right. I
so
mean, if you feel that right, if you feel you were wrong, you can't blame you for making that choice.
yeah, yeah. So, and I mean, I don't hold it against them. They made the decision, they felt like they had to make, but, I just don't feel like it was really the right decision.
Right. For sure. Well,
So,
let's talk pro mod racing, man, because that's what we've been doing. That's what the talk of the town has been for quite a while now. Pro mod racing, thanks to the push that Wes Buck has been doing with that. He's brought it to
man,
another
I'm
level.
telling you right now, he has really brought Pro Mod to another level. I mean, I can't brag on him enough for what he has done. I mean, this Winter Series stuff and then everything else he's doing for racing, I mean, it's just really unreal. I mean,
Hmm.
he deserves an award. I mean, he really does. I mean, to offer to pay $1 million if somebody can win all three, which I mean, I know that nobody has ever done it, and you know, may not do
Yeah.
it, but we're sure as hell going to give it our best shot, and we feel like that we've definitely got the team and the car that can do it with Carl behind me, and you know, I mean, I feel like we've got as good a shot as anybody does at winning 3 of them.
Definitely. And if someone can do that, they definitely have earned that that $1 million because
Oh yeah.
the,
I
the,
mean,
the
because you're going up against the best in the world. I mean, there's not any other race in this world tougher than the Winter Series. I promise you. I mean, it's
agreed.
everybody there is professional teams. I mean, when I went there last year, I was just blown away at the way it went, the way they ran. I mean, we went there thinking that a 67 would get us in. Well, 64 didn't get us in. So, I mean,
right.
you
Yeah, I
know,
was gonna say let's talk about that. So you had your, I think I have a picture of it here. You had the Warbird there last year.
yeah.
And so so you did all 3 races. You didn't qualify in any of them, but at the World Series of Pro Mod, you ran a 66 for qualifying, and that put you at 47th place. Did you ever imagine running a 66 would get you a 47th place? Like not even close to.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I think we ran lower than that. I think we run a 65 or a 64 there that night,
Oh,
and
did you?
still
Okay.
didn't get in. I think it took a 63 to get in.
That's
You know, and
crazy.
I mean, I was blown away. I mean, you know, I figured that a 7 or 68 was going to get us in, and it took a
Yeah.
63.9 to get in. I think it was in the World Series. I was like, holy shit, we're going to have to up our game.
Yeah, there was over 80 cars. Man, it's like you said, it's the best of the best. It was the fastest, quickest set of group of cars that there was. Like you said, there was a 63 got in, like out of 32 cars. Not just 16, we're talking 32 cars.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was crazy, you know, and
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I kind of had some issues there though. You know, Jack, they were having a baby, so he couldn't come, and you know that hurt me some. And
Yeah.
you know, Lee come and helped me with the car, and you know, Lee is a phenomenal tuner without a doubt. I mean, you know, he does great. But, you know, he just didn't have any time with the car, and it's just hard to go tune, you know, when you show up and you don't have any data with the car, you know.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that makes it tough.
you know, but I mean, we done pretty good for, you know, for our first time out and everything like that. And, you know, so I was pretty happy with it, you know, even though we didn't really make the show, but we plan on making it a whole different scenario this year.
Yeah, let's talk about that now. I mean, so that's what's been your video. I think went. It's going viral. It's in the process of going viral from yesterday. I do have the video here. So this is your video of your new car. Let me get it set up here, and we'll watch the video. Then we can talk about the car. But this is you testing yesterday. Where were you at again?
We were at Cecil County with Jim Halsey.
Okay, this is your new turbocharged. So as you can see, you had your personal best, which was also the track record. You ran a 361 at 221 miles an hour, turbocharged, which is new for you. So talk about this car, talk about how this car came about, and what the plans are with it.
Well, Carl Stevens actually built the car for himself. And, you know, he was going to go after the record and everything like that. And he was going to do it. Well, you know, I've been dealing with Carl for about 3 years, and we've become pretty good friends and stuff. And he asked me, he said, would you be interested in driving it in the World Series? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I probably would. I said, so we talked about it a little bit, but then I asked him, I said, why don't you just sell it to me? I'd feel more comfortable driving my own car because I just don't really like driving other people's car. You know, I mean, you know, I won't do stuff. Car, you know, I mean, if the car started moving around, I would lift instead of, you know, trying to drive it a little further than what I would if it was my own car. So, you know, we talked about it, and, you know, finally we nailed down a price and worked out a deal to where he would go with me and, you know, tune for me the whole year and everything. And so I bought the car, and, you know, I've never drove a turbo car in my life. I mean, I drove a nitrous and a pro charger and a screw blower, but I'd never been in a turbo car. So now I've let go of the button 15 times in it so far. And, you know, but, man, it's, you know, Carl, he is a badass when it comes to turbos. I ain't going to lie to you. I mean, he's good at any of it, but I mean, there's not nobody better on turbos than Carl Stevens, in my opinion. I mean, he can make that thing scream, man. He can. I mean, it was just unreal. I mean, on that pass right there, when it shifted into third gear, it picked the wheels up and didn't set them down through the chutes. And I told him, I was like, holy shit. I said, you ain't going to believe this. I said, it picked the wheels up, you know, when it shifted into third gear. And I said, it didn't set them down through the chutes. He's like, he pulled the data and he's like, holy cow, you're right, it did. So, But I mean, it's just a whole different world. Sean, he called me today and was like, we was talking about it, and it was just, if you ain't never drove a turbo car, you just can't explain it to somebody. I've always heard the difference in turbo and screw blower, but holy cow! I mean, it's like warp speed.
Yeah. So what is your plan? What races are you going to do with that car? What's for sure the Winter Series? Obviously, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, we're
Is there anything
definitely
else
going to the Winter Series. We're going to run some IHRA races. We may jump in a PDRA race. I've never, run any of the PDRA races or anything, so we may jump in, one or two of them, and I'd like to run some Outlaw Pro Mod races. So
Yeah,
we've
nice.
we've got 275 pounds of weight in the car, so I mean we can get the car pretty light. So.
Yeah, so with your first time being turbos, the talk is always that it's about the consistency with turbos. You can go out there in 10 passes, you're probably going to have one of your 10 passes be the fastest one there, but can you consistently make good fast passes? And how are you learning about that with Craig and talking to you guys, or talking to you about that and moving forward?
Me and Carl, we've been working on this for a while, getting our game plan together and everything. So that's why we went up there with Halsey at Cecil County to test during the day. We had a track temperature of almost 140 degrees. So we got to go down some some hot tracks to try to get a good tune up. And, I mean, honestly, we went out there trying to go 63, 64, thought if we could go down consistently 63, 64, we'd do good on a hot track. And then we go out there and right off the rip, we run a 65 and then a 64 and then a 61, back to back on hot track, So, I mean, I think we've got a bunch of good data for hot tracks. I think Carl, Carl's pretty consistent too on these turbos. I mean,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've got the confidence in Carl. If I can do my job in the car, I think the car will be very consistent.
Good, man. I hope so. It's
So
exciting, man. With that video I saw yesterday, I'm excited for you.
yeah, I mean, it's just a whole different, learning curve on learning to drive them, because the car always feels like it's moving and twisting and everything else. I mean, it's just a lot of power, to harness. So
For sure. So you mentioned doing some IHRA races. Are you going to Milan this weekend for the big
yes, we are.
125K race? And what sparked your interest to do that? Was it the 125K to win?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, most definitely. I've never raced our IHRA race, but I mean, Dean's called me and, Disco, he called me and, telling me about how good they are to everybody. And, they're bringing everybody ice in the morning and feeding you and everything like that. And, that's something I want to sponsor and be a part of, I mean, that's, when you got a group of guys that do that kind of stuff for you and everything and make you feel appreciated, I'm pretty excited to be a part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's exciting. Obviously, IHRA has been doing big things. They've had lots of big pots already in their season. And like you said, that's Dean has been one of the guys been really vocal about how nice they're treated. And obviously, everybody wants to go race for big money. As far as it goes for them, do you think the big pots like this and big races, do you think it's sustainable to do this? And if it is, are they gonna need like all the racers to commit to this stuff?
I don't know. Me and Victor was kind of talking about that. They've got to get fans in the seats because, like Victor said, by what it looks like right now, you can't keep doing that forever and not have the fans in the seat.
Right.
Look at PDRA this weekend, man. It was a packed house. It looked like there was 40,000 people there. It was crazy. It looked like, the first year we went, and run No Prep Kings there. I mean, it was crazy. I had never seen that many people there at a PDRA race. But, US 131 draws a heck of a crowd for anything because, I mean,
Yep.
it's an awesome track. And, I love that track there, too. I mean, it's smooth as it can be. So, But, you know, I mean, I hope they can. I love, you know, of course, everybody wants to run, you know, for $50,000 for first place and stuff every race. But, you know, I hope that the fans, you know, get into it and everything to where it can sustain. But, you know, and the other way too, I hope it don't hurt PDRA to where, you know, it hurts them and knocks them out or something, you know. I mean, because, you know, like Victor said, you know, it's gonna be hard to sustain that.
It is. It is, and right, it's who knows what's going to happen, right? I mean, you're right. You're and all the other PDRA and it minus NHRA, but Midwest Drag Race Series. These series is for the pro mods specifically. They're all kind of regionally located, where the guys
Yeah.
race in the PDR because they're on the East Coast, and that's where they want to race. But the IHRA is kind of going all over the U.S. I think,
Yeah.
going all into different areas. So right, so are they taking drivers away from other sanctions? You know what I mean? It's I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't think anybody does, but I know for sure guys are going to try to cash in on the big pots when it's there right now.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
it's hard not to race for, you know, $50,000 or $100,000, you know, if there's a
right.
race that weekend there, and it's especially if it's on, you know, east of the Mississippi for us, you know, because I live in Tennessee, so if it's east
Yeah,
of the Mississippi and I can run for 50 or 100, it's hard to go run for 10,000 when you can run for 50 or 100.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
So,
Jimmy, if you want, we'll take some questions from the chat. I saw one here. Stephen Crumley wants to know, what's it cost just to go to a racing event? Is 30,000? Is that nowhere near enough? It's a little high.
no, I mean, we don't have $30,000 in our event, you know, I mean, I'd say probably, you know, if it's east of the Mississippi, we're probably $10,000, you know, for an event.
Yeah,
You know, if nothing doesn't go wrong, you know, you go out there and chunk a rod, you can add you can add 80 or 90 grand to that. You know,
yep. All
but
depends what happens. Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, you know, you're $8,000 to $10,000 a race. So
I had a question for you, Jimmy. With the amount of cars that you have now and have been racing, has the wife asked you to sell any of them yet?
yeah, all the time. All the time. I bet she's on there right now watching. You probably get a comment from her here in a second.
No, talk about her and how none of this would be possible if she wasn't as supportive as she is.
You know, I mean, man, I can't brag on Jen enough. I mean, she comes to every race with me. She supports me, you know, all the time on it. I mean, man, I'm blessed to have her. I really am. I mean, you know, she packs my chutes every time. I don't even pack my own chutes. I mean, you know, we've got new chutes on the blue
Yeah.
card, and I have to help her, but I'm still only allowed to hold stuff. I'm not allowed to fold them or put them in or anything else. So, you know,
Nice. Yeah.
but you know, it's been a blessing, man, to have her. It really has.
I know you guys had some cool. I had from your devious car, some gear. Are you gonna have some gear coming out for the XRE car or what?
Oh
How's that
yeah,
gonna
we
go?
definitely do. You know, we're getting ready to do a photo shoot for it and everything, get some shirts and everything
Awesome.
made up for it, to where we'll have gear just like we did for Devious One and Warbird and everything like that.
For
So,
those who don't follow you, Jimmy, where can people follow you and keep up with what you got going on?
Jay Taylor Motorsport.
That's
So,
on Facebook.
yes, it's on Facebook, and then we've got a YouTube page too. I think it's Jay Taylor Motorsport also.
Hmm.
So.
Okay.
We're not real big
Hey,
on
Jim.
the YouTube thing though. We're mostly do everything on Facebook. You know, our online store for shirt sales and everything like that's on Facebook. So
Okay, and that the online store is still up right now.
yes, it is.
Okay,
Yep.
and they can follow. They can get to there from your Facebook page.
Yes, yes. And then
Okay.
we're hoping to have you know, the shirts on the blue car in probably about 3 weeks. We're still trying to nail down a name on it, you know, what we're gonna
Yeah.
call the car. So
Nice. Nice. Well, I'll be looking for that post about new shirts. Definitely want to get one. I appreciate you coming on tonight, Jimmy. I don't want to keep you all night. I know you got some more testing possibly coming up here this week to get ready for the race. But good luck, buddy. I think your new car is badass. As always been good to me, man. So I appreciate you. Appreciate you sponsoring me over the years, and I wish you nothing but the best, buddy.
thank you. So,
Have a good night.
you too. See you, Stat Guy.